Hi everyone. I hope you're having a good summer so far. I've been using iOS 16 since the first developer beta came out earlier this year, and I'm currently using developer beta 4 on my phone. I wanted to give a short tour of my lock screens and home screens, especially with all the new improvements that iOS 16 brings. Personally, I'm not a very heavy phone user. I mainly use it for music, reading, social media, and some gaming on the side. Since iOS 16 allows us to bring widgets and live activities, such as through a timer, straight onto the home screen in something interactive like this, I rarely have to open the actual calendar app or timer app these days. By keeping a calendar widget, usually medium sized, right in the center below the time, I'm able to stay updated throughout the day on what my different tasks may be. I also keep a small sized widget for my activity rings here on the left side and a small weather widget on the right side. Above the time, I also have a clock that gives me the time in San Diego so that I'm able to keep in touch with all my college friends, professors, and deadlines. I have a few different lock screen wallpapers to suit my mood on different days. The lock screen here is called Color and it can be accessed by long pressing anywhere on the lock screen while using the phone. I really like it because it's very bright and it's got a really smooth gradient. My next wallpaper here is simply the iPhone 13 red wallpaper, which I like because it's got a nice animation when I tap the screen to turn it on. You can see that here. The next wallpaper I have is a still from one of the iPhone 10 live wallpapers, which I like since it's really colorful. Unfortunately, live wallpapers have been removed in iOS 16. Long pressing the home screen now opens your wallpaper switcher, so this is a wallpaper I might end up removing soon. My next wallpaper is something I found on iDownload blog, and I think it's pretty neat. For this one, I use the photo shuffle feature to load two versions of a wallpaper, light and dark mode, and set it to change when I tap the screen. As you can see here, I simply need to tap the screen and it'll switch between a light and dark mode version of the same wallpaper. Personally, I find it pretty neat. Next, I have a bit of a retro home screen here. These are the iOS 13 green and red wallpapers in dark and light mode. There are no widgets, and I've customized the font for the clock to be the default one. As you can see, I simply need to tap the screen each time to switch between them in sequential order. If I ever want a throwback, this wallpaper is nice. And there's the added bonus of making the screen look bigger than it really is by simply removing widgets from here. Lastly, I have a screen with four wallpapers inspired by the 14-inch MacBook Pro wallpapers. I think they're great for rainy days or when I'm feeling particularly moody. When it comes to the widgets to the left of the notification center, I have a stack of medium widgets for activity rings and batteries, just in case I need quick access to my headphone battery or the watch battery during a workout. Below that, I've got the old style widgets for the Wall Street Journal and Time page. I like the Wall Street Journal's old style widget because it's able to show four different headlines at once and one when minimized, making it more space efficient than the newer medium style widgets. Below this, here I have the time page widget, which I like since it's interactive. I can tap these arrows to move between different months and see a heat map that shows how busy I am for each day of the month. For example, as you can see, my Wednesdays tend to be more busy than most. I'm currently using the iOS 16 developer beta, so it's a little buggy, but normally it shows a list of events right below this. When I minimize it, I get to see the same heat map but only for a week instead. Tapping on a day will not show anything. This is by far one of my favorite widgets available across all of iOS right now. Finally, below that, I have a widget for iCloud batteries from all my other devices, which is nice but not always useful. Moving on to the home screen, I've got something that I think really works for me. Here, as you can see, I have one primary home screen which covers most of my needs throughout the day. There are two stacks of medium widgets on the top of the screen. The first stack has my calendar, has the news, and my monthly budget is present here as well. Below that, I've got a second stack with three fitness related widgets. My activity rings, along with a nice graph on the right side, which I really like. An app called Gentler Streak that helps me push ahead in my fitness without going to the point of injury. And the Nike Run Club app, which shows a summary of my previous run. Below this, here I have the phone app. Here I have a folder for photography related apps. Here I have business related apps in another folder, along with Spark for email on the side. In the bottom row, I have the TED Talks app. I have a folder for reading. I have an app called Kite for investing, and Apollo, which is my preferred way to access Reddit. In the dock, I have a folder with social media apps. I have Safari for reading and research. I have the music app, and I have my smart home app here so that I always have easy access to my lights. iOS 16 also brought a new option to have the Spotlight search button where the app page's icons go. And originally, I wasn't a fan of this, but it's grown on me, and I like the ability to open Spotlight with a simple tap, almost as if it's an app, as opposed to swiping down each time, although that is, of course, still an option. From here, I can search and open any apps that I have on my phone. I can do a quick calculation, a currency conversion, and more. In iOS 16, Spotlight recommendations have also grown. For example, I can start playing songs right from Spotlight without having to ask Siri or manually do it myself. It's also possible to turn on Do Not Disturb until the end of a calendar event right from Spotlight. Since I don't have any active calendar event right now, that doesn't show, saving screen space on my phone. These features have all helped to make Spotlight an even bigger part of my iPhone workflow than before. Finally, I've got two hidden lock screens, which normally I don't have, but I do enable them when needed, simply by tapping these icons. One of them, over here, is what I call my travel home screen. From here, I'm able to easily press this Todoist widget to add payments throughout the day, such as for food or for a cab. I can access Ola or Uber to book a cab from here and use the Maps and Google Maps apps to keep track of my journey. In the batteries widget, I can keep an eye on my phone, watch, and headphones throughout the day and make sure none of my devices run out of juice while I'm outside. Here, I've put Duolingo to hide the actual widget I keep, which is the Maps app, so that I know where I am in the city at all times. For privacy reasons, I've chosen to hide it right now. Finally, down here, I have a Siri widget which just suggests 8 different apps that it thinks might be relevant to me throughout the day. For example, perhaps Calendar, Reddit through Apollo, or the music app right now. Finally, when I turn on sleep mode over here as a focus, I've set it to add another home screen, which is over here. It's visible right to the side. And what this does is let me see the weather through the night based on this hourly medium widget here. And I know if there's, for example, as right now, a heavy rain warning, I know I need to keep my windows closed at night. I can also use the calendar app to get a quick overview of what tomorrow might look like. Open the health app to see an overview of how my day was. Use the Jumbo Polo Apollo widget to scroll Reddit for a while before sleeping, or use the Sleep Cycle app to set an AI powered alarm for the next morning. It also changes my lock screen to the moon, which you can see over here is the astronomy widget, and it's blurred out when this happens. And in the morning, when I turn the sleep mode off, I'm back to my normal home screens here. That's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe found a thing or two that might fit into your own iPhone's workflow as well. Let me know in the comments if you're looking forward to iOS 16 and all of the new features it's bringing. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so that you know when I post more videos as well.